Hi there, hope you are doing fine. This is Mr. Philip Koma, the excellent biology tutor. I am answering a genetics question in this video, and the question is coming from a 2019 paper 2, which came in November in Yama grade 12. Without wasting much of your time, let us begin. A young girl had multiple partners consisting of the following: a young boy, businessman, and a public worker. Aenzemo mgeuzo. Once watatu. So she had multiple partners, yeah? A young boy, a businessman, and a public worker. First question, question A. Briefly explain 2 risks the girl may have had from multiple sexual relations. So this is a simple question. I can even ask you, what do you think are the risks of having multiple partners? The answer that you're going to give me, that's the answer which can apply even to this question. Okay, so what are the answers? Individuals with multiple sexual partners are more likely to be HIV positive. That's the first risk. If you have multiple sexual partners, you are at the risk of getting infected with this disease. Okay, that's the first risk. The other one is there will be an increase in the risk of getting pregnant. Okay, so increase in risk of pregnancy and not knowing who the father is. Okay, in this case, this is a young girl. She must be focused on her school. So if she gets pregnant, she may not know who the father is. Okay, she may not know who the father is. So there's a risk of getting pregnant. If you're a young girl and you're still in school and you're having multiple sexual partners, there's a risk of getting pregnant. There's another risk of getting infected with HIV. So those are the 2 risks that I can give. Otherwise, there are a lot of risks that you can put as your answers here, but I'll use these 2 answers as risks for this question. All right, let us quickly move on to question B. Identify one sexual behavior that can help the young girl achieve her set goal in education. Identify one sexual behavior that can help the young girl achieve her set goal in education. If you look at this question, my students, you realize that this is just general knowledge. Yeah, even though it's under genetics, like the final question, it's under genetics, but these questions which were being asked, this is general knowledge. Okay, this is very simple. So biology deals with what is happening in your body, and because reproduction is also under the, if you look at this question, reproduction ilipo hapa, genetics futi ilipo. So that's why I usually say biology, these topics are connected. Don't just study one. You need to have that background knowledge, because these topics are usually connected and they are related. Because if you look at these questions, they fall under reproduction. Okay, they fall under reproduction, but yet it's a question under genetics. So keep that in mind. Biology, the topics are connected. Okay, so identify one sexual behavior that can help the young girl achieve her set goal in education. What sexual behavior, okay, what sexual behavior can she employ for her, okay, for her to achieve her set goal in her education? Abstaining from sex. Okay, she has to focus on her education, and she must abstain from sex. That's one sexual behavior that she can employ so that she can put her focus on her education. Yeah. Suggest one best contraceptive method the girl could have been using to protect herself. Okay, suggest one best contraceptive method the girl could have been using to protect herself. The answer is use of condoms. I think that's the best one that you can use. Okay, that's the best contraceptive method that anyone can use to protect themselves from getting infected. Use of condoms. All right, question D. If the sexual partners had the following blood groups, so we've got the young girl who is blood group O, young boy blood group B, the businessman is blood group AB, the public worker is blood group B. Suggest the sexual partner who would have been responsible for the pregnancy if the young girl had a child with blood group O. So, this young girl is blood group O according to the data that we have been given. And then the multiple partners that we have, which is the young boy has got blood group B, the businessman has got blood group AB, and the public worker has got blood group B. So the child, the child for this young girl is blood group A. So when you look at these three individuals, who do you think was responsible? Who do you think was responsible for the pregnancy? Okay, what do you think is the person who was responsible? Who do you think was responsible for this young girl's pregnancy when you look at the blood groups? Because the blood group for the child of the young girl is blood group A, and the girl is blood group O. And if you look at the blood groups for the young boy, he is blood group B, the businessman, he is blood group AB, then the public worker is blood group B. So who was responsible? All right, so the answer to question D is the businessman. The businessman was obviously responsible because his blood group is AB. He has an allele for A, okay? And blood groups, when it comes to blood groups, A is dominant over blood group O. B is also dominant over blood group O, okay? So the businessman was definitely responsible for the pregnancy because he has an allele for blood group A, and the child is blood group A. So use a genetic diagram to explain your answer in DI above. Use a genetic diagram to explain your answer in DI above. So check the diagram. Obviously, when you're dealing with blood groups, you use I as an allele. I and then to the power of, the blood group. So we've got parent phenotype here. We're saying the young girl is blood group O. That's the O that you can see. That's the phenotype. And then we're saying the businessman was responsible. So we're using a genetic diagram to prove or to show, to explain why we are saying the businessman was the one who was responsible. So we've got the phenotype for the young girl and the phenotype for the businessman. So the young girl is blood group O and the businessman is blood group AB, as you can see. Then the genotype for blood group O, it is I to the power O, and then I to the power O again. Then the genotype for AB, it is I to the power A, I to the power B. So whenever you're dealing with blood groups, I beg of you, use I. Use I whenever you're dealing with blood groups. Do not miss out this letter. I should be there. Okay. So those are the parents' genotype for blood group O and blood group AB. After that, you come to the gametes. As you can see, you just bring them down, put them in the circles. Those are the gametes. Then you do the crossing, which we are seeing there. Crossing, which is also fertilization. Okay. So they will cross, and then we're going to have offspring genotype, as you can see. So those are the offspring's genotype. And check. If you look at the crossing, capital letter I to the power O for the young girl is crossing the allele. The allele is crossing with capital letter I to the power A. But when you look at the offspring genotype, we are starting with capital letter I to the power A instead of O, even if O is the first. Why? Because you always start with the dominant allele. So A is dominant over O. That is why we have started with A. Likewise, even where there is B, we are starting with B because B is dominant over O. So you always start with the dominant allele. Okay. Otherwise, those are the offspring genotypes, as you can see. Then offspring phenotype, we've got A, okay, we've got B, we've got A, we've got B. So blood group A is there, blood group B is there, blood group A is there, blood group B is there. So these are the possibilities. When this businessman crosses with this young girl, those are the possibilities. And since A is one of the possibilities, then definitely the businessman was responsible for the pregnancy. The businessman was the one who got this young girl pregnant. Because when you look at the results of this crossing, we are having blood group A as a result, okay, of the crossing. All right, so those are the answers to this question which came in 2019 paper 2. Otherwise, the first three questions were basically based on sexual reproduction, of which again, if you think of it, it's just general knowledge. Then D was the one which was based on genetics, and it was under blood groups. So whenever you're dealing with blood groups, remember kuikako chi cheve very much imperative. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've got questions, feel free to ask. Use the comment section to comment with your questions, and then I'll get back to you. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, The Excellent Tutor, make sure that you do so. Otherwise, this has been Mr. Philip Kalma, The Excellent Tutor. Stay blessed.